Hello students, how are you? We are here together to discuss about the skill enhancement course for undergraduate third year semester 5th. The book prescribed for you is An Introduction to Life Skills, and this book has been published by Macmillan and it is edited by our Board of Studies. This textbook has got two units. For semester 5th, we have unit 1, under which we have to cover 4 topics, namely critical and lateral thinking, civic skills, and social responsibility. Third point is self-awareness, mindfulness, and self-esteem. And fourth one is gender sensitization. And for the next semester, we have the next unit about acquiring digital literacy, that will be comprising of all the social sites, about MOOC, about cyber security, about the tools which can be used to apply for learning and teaching. But presently, we are here to discuss a topic about critical and lateral thinking. I am Dr. Mirza from Postgraduate Department of English and Research Center, People's College, Nanded. Now, we must know what exactly is critical and lateral thinking. We come across in our day-to-day life so many problems where we need to be very critical and analytical so that we could understand and find some solution to the problem that we face. In our day-to-day life, we are surrounded by a number of problems. Some are small problems, some are big problems. For some we find solution, and some for solution is out of reach. And both in life and our career, both that life should be stable, career should be prosper. uh, it is only possible when we make ourselves competent to handle some situations in life, some critical, some grave situations. Life is not the smooth running, it is full of difficulties, and whenever difficulties occur, we must be in a condition to root out that difficulty so that we could lead a good and comfortable life. And for the professional field, for the professional life, we come in contact with a number of people having different choices, different backgrounds, different tastes, and we have to work with them and we have to achieve our target and goal. And if you are working in a particular job, that job is full of challenges. Every job has got its own challenge, and to find out some solution to the challenge is the need of the time there. And these aspects, they create a very complex scenario for us, because every time we face one or the other challenge, and some of these problems are complicated, some are simple. If problems are simple, we could easily find out the solution to it. If the problem is complex, we become irritated, and becoming irritated is not the solution to a problem. We have to maintain the peace of mind, calm of mind, and likewise we have to solve that problem, so that we need to address those problems very wisely and very constructively. The people with ability to think and see the situation, they have more chances for good prospect of their job. Now let us come towards critical thinking. While trying to understand a situation, our personal experience can be good and bad also. And emotions, social and cultural upbringing, our interpersonal relations with other people, uh, they also influence our perception, our idea, our pre-thinking. As a result, whatever decision or action we take to address it becomes less effective. So prejudiced whatever our perception is there, our pre-thinking is there, it plays a vital role in making a decision, in making a solution to a problem. And whatever the negative things we have in our personality, those negative things must be overcome. Likewise, our egocentrism, our sociocentrism, it comes in our way. I think I am superior, I am good, I am the best one. The background to which I belong to is the best background. If these kind of concepts are pre-decided in our mind, it definitely disturbs our decision making capacity. So for that way, we have to be away from these personal prejudices so that we could reach to a better solution to any problem. So critical thinking is the objective, rational, skeptical and unbiased analysis or evaluation of factual evidence. Whatever the problem is there, behind that problem something is there, and the need is that we have to analyze the problem and the reasons behind that problem in a very objective and unbiased manner. We should not be partial, and it is very difficult to do because one needs to go through rigorous process to achieve critical thinking. Critical thinking is self-directed, self-monitored, self-disciplined and self-corrective. It allows us to think outside the box to extend our learning abilities and problem solving skills. It also empowers our knowledge and understanding to evaluate a statement or to articulate one. So if one decides to be critical, he has to be self motivated, and it is a kind of a discipline, it is a kind of a self corrective step, it is to be measured. But if somebody achieves it, he he can solve the problem in a very better way. You have Benjamin Bloom, his taxonomy of critical thinking, in which he has given 6 levels of reasoning skills that we can employ to assess or evaluate something critical. These skills are knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. You may have the knowledge of something, but if you have the knowledge and if you don't have the understanding, comprehension of that knowledge, you cannot apply it. And if you cannot apply it, you cannot analyze it. If you don't analyze it, you cannot combine it, you cannot synthesize it, and finally you cannot reach to any evaluation, any conclusion. So these 6 levels are interdependent. This has been given, this 6 levels have been given into this tabular form, where evaluation helps you to understand and assess theories, evaluate ideas and resolve issues. Synthesis helps you in using existing knowledge and concepts to create new ideas. Analysis helps you in identifying and analyzing patterns, organizing ideas and recognizing new trends. Then you have application. You can make use of this application in applying knowledge and skill to reconstruct and invent new things and solve problems. Comprehension helps you to understand and translate, summarize and demonstrate the whatever you have with us as a sort of knowledge. And knowledge helps you in learning, listening, discovering, recalling information and observing. So these are 6 levels recommended by Bloom. Bloom's taxonomy of critical thinking further was revised by a group of cognitive psychologists, curriculum theorists and instructional researchers, and this revised form of Bloom's taxonomy was published in 2001 under the title A Taxonomy for Learning, Teaching and Assessing, a revision of Bloom's taxonomy of educational objectives. This was the title of his taxonomy, which was published afterwards. So it is revised like this. In the first place, you have create, evaluate, analyze, apply, understand and remember. While you look at create helps you in producing innovative and original work like designing, constructing, assembling. When you look at the second level of Bloom's taxonomy, revised taxonomy, you find that it is on the level of evaluate. To evaluate helps you in supporting understanding by a decision, and in which you can see selection, support, critique, and weightage. And in the third point, the third level of this taxonomy, analyze, helps you in interpreting data and drawing connection, and it helps you in comparing and contrasting and examining and correlating the things. On the fourth level of this taxonomy, you have application, that is apply. While you apply something, you use and apply knowledge appropriately, and you execute it, you interpret it, you implement it, you organize it. And on the fifth level, there is understanding. Understanding means comprehending. Comprehending means understanding. At this level, you can understand the ideas and concept, and then you can classify the ideas, you can describe the ideas, you can discuss them, you can locate them. And at the final level of Bloom's revised taxonomy, we find that remember is there, and remember is simply recalling the data and concepts, making a list, memorizing, and replicating it. So this is the revised taxonomy of Bloom. And then Bloom's model shows different cognitive steps that we follow during critical thinking. There are several skills involved in this process. These are known as core critical thinking skills. All the levels of Bloom's model use one or such skills. So, to follow the model of Bloom, we have to have some skills, and these skills which we are learning are the part of soft skills. The first skill which Bloom's model shows is inference. What do we mean by inference? Inference is a process of identifying the key concepts that are crucial for drawing reasonable conclusion. With the help of this process, we can form hypotheses, build assumptions, extract relevant information, and speculate the consequences emerging from the collected data. Collected information, statements, evidence, narratives, questions, and other forms of such accounts. Secondly, we have second skill which we have to have in order to acquire critical thinking is explanation. Explanation is the ability to justify one's reasoning in terms of evidential, conceptual, methodological, criteriological, and contextual considerations. Explanation helps us represent reasoning in the form of cogent argument. And then we have the third skill, that is evaluation. Evaluation means to evaluate the credibility of statements, facts, or other information about a person's opinion, belief, experience, situation, judgment, as well as to gauge the logical strength of the actual or intended inferential relationships among statements, descriptions, questions, or other forms of representation. And fourthly, we have self-regulation. Self-regulation is a self-conscious monitoring of one's own cognitive activities and the elements used in those activities. It also includes monitoring the results that are the outcomes or the use of our specific skills. These skills are crucial in the analysis and evaluation of one's own inferential judgments with a view toward questioning, confirming, validating, and correcting either one's reasoning or one's results. And the fifth skill to remain with Bloom's model is interpretation. To interpret is to understand and comprehend the meaning of any experience, belief, data, event, rules, etc. And finally, we have analysis. In analysis, we have to identify inferential relationships in concepts, statements, descriptions, or other forms of representations which are intended to express belief, reasons, experiences, information, or opinions. As a part of these, there are few other skills which are important in critical thinking. So apart from these 6 skills, 2 more skills are important, and those skills everybody possesses. One is observation and another is thinking, that we call as metacognition. Metacognition means thinking about thinking. We must think in a way what to think and what not to think. That is known as metacognition. Now let us come towards lateral thinking. What exactly is lateral thinking? Lateral thinking is actually approaching any problem from a different non-conventional angle. This is a process of solving problem through an indirect and creative way. So whatever the conventional ways of solving a problem are there, if somebody is approaching the problem with a different outlook, that will be taken as lateral thinking. The term lateral thinking was first used in this sense by Edward de Bono. Edward de Bono has used this lateral thinking, the word. He used the story of the judgment of King Solomon to elucidate his idea. To him, it is the unique and unexpected path that lateral thinking uses that makes it an important skill. Lateral thinking and critical thinking are not the same. They are not same. Critical thinking, which we have seen just now, that critical thinking and lateral thinking, they are not similar. Lateral thinking is used to move from one known idea to another new idea. In lateral thinking, we do not stick to conventional. We just move towards something that is new. And by doing so, we can find a solution that is creative. And in critical thinking, we find that critical thinking is basically concerned with judgment of the true value of any statement, and we seek to remove the errors and false things in our judgment. De Bono identified 4 types of thinking tools that are required in lateral thinking. That is idea generating. We must break the standard, and we must think in something different. And while doing so, we could find a solution from a new angle. And our ability of creative thinking can also help us in finding innovative ways of addressing an issue. And secondly, we have focus tool. Focus tool expands our search area from where new ideas can be generated. We often tend to look for solution in places where we have trained to look at. Thus we often fail or neglect to recognize the larger framework where the problem is situated. So we should have such a focus that we should look beyond the conventional things. And third is harvest tool. This harvest tool helps in maximizing the value received from the idea generating output. And fourthly, we have treatment tool. Treatment tool grounds the creativity process by generating new ideas and making them fit in real world and whatever the resources and support are there. De Bono has given complex and detailed theoretical accounts of lateral thinking. Taking clues from his work, we can summarize a few techniques that will help develop our ability to think laterally. The first technique is alternatives. Often we do not look beyond the obvious path. Looking for alternative paths means understanding how we can use concepts as a breeding ground for new ideas. Then the second point is about focusing. Focusing is thinking out of the box, means to change the focus of our thinking from regular or to unconventional ways. Coming up with a new idea is not enough. We need to learn to define and discipline our focus and stick to it. Then challenge. Every new and conventional path that breaks free from the limits of traditional thinking puts many challenges in front of us. We must face them and act in a manner that shows the regular way of doing things is not necessarily the best. Then random entry is there. Random entry means thinking or random solution to look at a problem from a different viewpoint. By viewing things from the outside, problems can be seen from a whole new viewpoint. We can even think of nonsense solutions to arrive at different viewpoints. This also indicates using unconnected inputs to open up new lines of thinking. Then we have provocation and movement. This indicates generating provocation statements and using them to build new ideas. Then harvesting comes. This means capturing our creative output. And then treatment of ideas. This includes how to develop ideas and shape them to fit uh, in organization or situation. Why should we learn lateral thinkings? There are reasons. Lateral thinkings equips us to turn problems into opportunities. We should not think that this is a problem. We should take it as an opportunity. Lateral thinking looks for alternative, creative solutions to problems we face in personal and professional life. And thirdly, dramatically, it increases new and practical ideas using unconventional thinking methods. And lateral thinking enhances our ability to think creatively and broadens our cognitive capacity of finding impromptu solutions to a problem. And then lateral thinking challenges the status quo and stands out from the crowd. Something new, something away from conventional. Next, lateral thinking creates more ideas by building on the concept behind an idea. Lateral thinking uses alternatives to liberate and harness creativity. And how to improve this lateral thinking? There are a few ways, because lateral thinking skills, it is a kind of a skill. Critical thinking is a skill, lateral thinking is a skill, and as lateral thinking skills are situational and display a thought process, it is rather difficult to pinpoint the ways of enhancing our lateral thinking skills. We can look out for some exercises that are effective in improving this skill, and for that we have the first exercise of mind mapping. Mind mapping can be described as a graphical way to represent ideas and concepts. In other words, it is a visual thinking tool that helps us in structuring information, analyzing, comprehending, synthesizing data, at the same time recalling and generating new ideas. Mind maps can be very effective way of solving a problem. Then the next skill which we must learn is using our senses. Lateral thinking requires a great deal of dependence on our 5 basic senses. You know, पाच इंद्रिय जे आहेत, 5 basic skills. For example, when we think of something, we often remain silent. But when we think aloud, and if needed, record it as well, what we are doing now, we may find something that we would have missed otherwise. Listening does this extra work for us. And thirdly, reverse thinking. Reverse thinking is similar to back calculation. Suppose we have a problem for which we are looking for some effective solution. We may start from what we would ideally like the solution to be. Then we can begin working backwards to find the starting point for our solution. So this is about critical and lateral thinking. We have discussed here. You just go through the video carefully, and if you have some problem, just post your problems on our WhatsApp group, and if possible, we will discuss them in our live class on Zoom. Zoom class will be for problem solving, and we shall meet very soon with another video on the relevant topic. Thank you very much, and have pleasant time.